Ladies and gentlemen, if you were a big fan of Mandy, I've got your next obsession. Daniel isn't real. Now, I'm going to keep the plot to this film really basic. All I'm going to say is you follow Luke. When he was a kid, he had an imaginary friend named Daniel. But now that he's grown up, Daniel seems to have reappeared into his life. Is Daniel real? Is he not real? Do we trust Daniel? Do we not trust Daniel? What's really going on? Daniel Isn't Real, I originally saw at South by Southwest, which was by far my favorite film of that festival. And then it replayed at the Overlook Festival, and it was probably one of my favorite films, if not my favorite, still there. And y'all are not prepared for the mind game that Daniel Isn't Real is going to put you on. This movie is like taking Requiem for a Dream, Fight Club, and Mandy, putting it into a blender, and this is what you get. It is insane. It's bonkers. It's a genre bend. It has so many things going for it, and it's absolutely gorgeous to behold. While watching this film the first time, I kept expecting this movie to self-destruct. I was like, when is this movie going to self-destruct? Everything is so over the top. Everything's all over the place that at some point I was like, this movie's got to self-destruct. Something's going to take this movie over the edge and make it like the disaster that I feel this film is building up to be, and it never does that. So many cards on his table and somehow manages to balance it all fantastically. Now, the film has a really good cast, but I think the people that are really going to stick out in this film is Patrick Schwarzenegger, who plays Daniel. He's completely unhinged in this film, and it's so much fun to watch him as Daniel play this imaginary character, and you have just a really fun experience with that character. But in my opinion, it's Miles Robertson who really shines. His sincereness, his emotional state, everything makes him really relatable and nice to follow, but also makes you fearful for him because you don't know quite if you should be trusting Luke or not, which really gives this film the roller coaster lightning experience that this film needs. Also, if you were a big fan of Mandy, I think you're really going to like this film because it has that sort of color palette that Mandy has, but it's a little bit more orchestrated in terms of narrative flow. I like the narrative flow of this film. There's so many amazing sequences in this film. They use practical effects, and the gore, everything is gorgeous looking. I mean, there are some shots and some imagery in this thing that's just so gnarly and fantastic. Daniel Isn't Real is an orchestrated nightmare that's a blast to uncover. It features incredible horror imagery, amazing production design, practical effects, fun characters, and honestly, at the end of the day, Daniel Isn't Real is pretty much the coolest movie ever. As the score goes, I'm going to give Daniel Isn't Real a 5 out of 5. Y'all, I love this movie. This is one of the best films I've personally seen of 2019. This thing was gnarly, a blast to uncover, and I think a lot of horror fans are really going to get a kick at the pure insanity that is of this film. So when this film becomes available, let me know in the comment section below what you think of this film, and until next time, I'm the Slash Movier, and you guys have just been slashed.